Welcome to FlowSpeakStudio, where English flows naturally. Let's start speaking with confidence.
First impressions don't ask for permission. They show up quietly, sometimes gently, sometimes all at once.
Yeah, and most of the time they don't come with explanations. You just feel something, and later you try to make sense of it.
Exactly. And what makes people uncomfortable isn't the reaction itself. It's not knowing how to talk about it without sounding rude, dramatic, or unsure.
That's why this episode matters. Welcome to Flow Speak Studio. Today we're focusing on reactions and first impressions, the language native speakers use when something surprises them, feels off, lands deeply, or simply doesn't connect.
Let's start with a very common one. It caught me off guard. It caught me off guard. This phrase is used when something surprises you emotionally because you weren't mentally prepared for it. It doesn't mean shock. It means unexpected emotional impact.
Right. It's that moment when you think, oh, I didn't see that coming. For example, his honesty caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting him to open up like that. Another example, the question caught me off guard, so I needed a second to respond.
This phrase gives you space. It tells people, I need a moment, and that's okay.
Now, this one is similar, but emotionally stronger. It took me by surprise. It took me by surprise. This phrase suggests a deeper reaction, something that created a noticeable emotional shift.
Yes, it often involves intensity. For example, her reaction took me by surprise. I didn't expect her to feel that strongly. Another example, the ending of the movie really took me by surprise.
It's not just unexpected, it lands.
Let's move into something more subtle and uncomfortable. It left a bad taste. It left a bad taste. This phrase is about what stays with you after an experience ends.
Yeah, nothing goes wrong in a big way, but emotionally, something doesn't settle. For example, the meeting was productive, but his comment left a bad taste. Another example, I enjoyed the trip, but the way it ended left a bad taste.
It's quiet disappointment, and this phrase holds it gently.
Let's shift to something positive. It made a good impression. It made a good impression. This phrase expresses calm approval, not excitement, not enthusiasm, just respect.
For example, she didn't talk much, but she made a good impression. Another example, the company made a good impression during the interview process.
It's confidence without exaggeration.
This one is very important emotionally. It didn't sit right with me. It didn't sit right with me. This phrase is used when something feels wrong emotionally, even if you can't logically explain it.
For example, the joke didn't sit right with me, even though everyone laughed. Another example, the way he handled the situation didn't sit right with me.
Your intuition doesn't need justifying.
All right, very everyday English. It threw me off. It threw me off. This means something disrupted your emotional or mental rhythm.
For example, the interruption threw me off during my presentation. Another example, his message threw me off. The tone felt different.
It's about losing balance, not losing control.
Now, a deeper emotional one. It hit me differently. It hit me differently. This phrase means the same thing affected you more deeply than expected, often because of timing or personal context.
I'd heard the song before, but this time it hit me differently. Another example, after everything that happened, her words hit me differently.
Meaning changes when life changes.
All right, very everyday English. It gave me weird vibes. It gave me weird vibes. This phrase is used when something feels uncomfortable or suspicious without clear evidence.
For example, I can't explain it, but the place gave me weird vibes. Another example, he seemed friendly, but something about him gave me weird vibes.
And nobody expects a full explanation.
Let's talk about something subtle but powerful. Felt off. Felt off. On the surface, it sounds simple, but emotionally, it carries intuition.
Felt off is used when something doesn't feel right, even if you can't explain why. Nothing is clearly wrong, but something inside you notices a mismatch.
The conversation felt off. That sentence suggests discomfort, unease, or emotional distance without blaming anyone.
Native speakers use felt off to trust their gut. It means I sensed something, even if I can't put it into words.
Now let's talk about connection. Didn't click. Didn't click.
This expression is used when two people or ideas don't connect naturally. There's no conflict, no drama, just no spark.
We talked for hours, but we didn't click. That sentence feels mature and emotionally intelligent. Didn't click removes blame. It says nothing was wrong, it just wasn't right.
Now let's shift to something warm. Won me over. Won me over. This phrase is used when you didn't like something at first, but gradually it changed your mind. Not forced, not instant, earned.
I wasn't sure about the movie, but it won me over. That sentence carries openness and emotional growth.
To win someone over means patience worked. It says, I gave it a chance, and it mattered. Let's talk about ease. Felt natural. Felt natural.
This expression describes something that flows, without effort, tension, or overthinking. It feels aligned.
Talking to her felt natural. That sentence suggests comfort, authenticity, and emotional safety.
When something feels natural, it means you can be yourself, completely. Now, the opposite feeling, felt forced. Felt forced.
This phrase is used when something lacks authenticity. You're trying, but it doesn't flow.
The conversation felt forced. That sentence implies pressure, awkwardness, or obligation.
Native speakers use this to acknowledge discomfort without attacking anyone. It says, we tried, but it wasn't real. Now let's talk about processing. Took a minute to sink in. Took a minute to sink in.
This expression is used when information or emotions need time to be fully understood, not confusion, absorption.
The news took a minute to sink in. That sentence reflects surprise, emotion, or mental adjustment.
It shows humanity. Not everything is instant. Some things need space. And finally, something immediate. Instantly liked it. Instantly liked it.
This phrase is used when something creates an immediate positive emotional response. No hesitation, no doubt.
I instantly liked it. That sentence feels confident and clear.
Sometimes connection is instant, and native speakers aren't afraid to trust that feeling.
Your reactions don't need to be logical. They don't need to be polished. They just need to be honest.
First impressions aren't judgments, they're information.
And now you have the language to talk about them, calmly, clearly, and humanly.
Thanks for being here with us.
This was FlowSpeakStudio. Until next time, keep flowing.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment down below.